Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show that's Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock related queries. Now, in case you're watching this show for the first time, well, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. Here is where you can send in all the questions that you have about the stocks in your portfolio or more stocks that are coming onto your watch list as well. Of course, we will be discussing the market carnage and what should be done in this current downturn in the market as well with all our top guests. But any sorts of questions that you have about the stock markets is something that you can send us on this number that's flashing on your screens as well. Well, of course, we will also be speaking to our top market expert to help you understand what exactly should your strategy be in this market as well. Let me also welcome for us all our viewers, our guest of the day. We have Nilesh Jain joining in from Centrum Broking. He tracks the technicals and the derivatives there. Thank you so much, Nilesh, for taking the time out and being with us on this special edition. Well, day one of 2081 and it's not looking good. We have finally tested that 24,000 mark on the downside. 350 points gone on the Nifty right now, over 1200 points of a cut on the Sensex as well. Almost 7 lakh crore rupees of wealth has been already eroded up until the first half of trading session for the market investors. How are you really looking at this bottomless fall that we are looking at in the market, and where do you think this will stop?
Very good afternoon to you, Sakshi. As you have rightly pointed out, it's kind of a free fall that we are witnessing, and the next level that we are watching out for would be at 23,450, 23,500 zone. Reason being, that's the 200-day major support for the Nifty. We have seen the markets have been in a bull run since a long time, and this is what we have called it. We can call it as a healthy correction. We have witnessed from the levels of 26,200. So more than 2,000 point, we have already witnessed a kind of a correction. I think it's the markets are slightly oversold now. There are high possibility of a pullback from here. But any pullback, I think that might get sold into till time we see the levels of 23,500. So that's the immediate level as far as Nifty is concerned. As far as Bank Nifty is concerned, I think it is heading towards 50,500 to 50,000 zone. So overall, the structure is not looking pretty good, and we might see further follow-up selling to continue. It's better to focus on stock-specific and sector-specific action, and it's good time to pick quality stocks to build a long-term portfolio.
Okay, got it. Let's get all our viewers into the conversation now. A lot of our viewers are joining in on our YouTube with their questions. Warm welcome to all of you. And we also have the first caller with us. So let's straight away go across to Avnish Chaudhary in Muzaffarpur. Avnish, नमस्कार, कैसे हैं आप?
मैडम ठीक है, आप कैसे?
मैं ठीक हूँ. बताइए क्या सवाल है आपका?
मैडम पीसी ज्वेलर पर सवाल है.
पीसी ज्वेलर खरीदा है
जी. एवरेज करके मैंने 168 प्राइस पे लिया हुआ है, 1194 शेयर.
ठीक है.
और ये आज मार्केट का क्या हुआ है कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा, इतना मार्केट गिर गया. बताइए.
मार्केट तो अभी काफी ज्यादा डाउन चला गया है. देखना ये है क्योंकि आपके एवरेज प्राइस से भी अभी ये काफी नीचे गिर गया है. 151 पर आ गया. आपने एवरेज कर करके 168 पर लेकर आए थे इस प्राइस को. आपको ये ध्यान में होना चाहिए कि एक वन वे रैली हमने पीसी ज्वेलर के शेयर पर देखी है. अवनीश जी, अगर आप ईयर टू डेट परफॉर्मेंस देखेंगे तो 200% स्टॉक अभी भी ऊपर है. इस गिरावट के बाद भी अभी भी आपको 200% ऊपर दिखेगा. ये रैली शुरू हुई थी जब ये स्टॉक 50 रुपए के आसपास था. तब से लेकर अगर आप देखेंगे अपने पीक पर ये गया, जो कि अराउंड 168 के आसपास जहां पर आपने खरीदा है उसके आसपास तक पहुंचा था. तो आपने एकदम हाई लेवल पर गया है. आई थिंक 187 तक ये गया था और उससे बस थोड़ा सा ही कम में आपने लिया है. अब देखते हैं यहाँ पर नीलीश जी क्या राय देते हैं. पीसी ज्वेलर पे अभी क्या कर सकते हैं? ये 168 पर खरीदा हुआ है.
देखिए साक्षी, बिल्कुल ठीक कहा आपने. एक काफी अच्छा खासा रनअप हम ऑलरेडी यहाँ पर देख चुके हैं. मोर देन 200% के रिटर्न यहाँ पे बनते हुए नजर आए. बट अभी भी अगर हम स्ट्रक्चर की बात करें तो एक मेजर टॉप यहाँ पे बना था जिसे हम कहते हैं डबल टॉप फॉर्मेशन 185 के लेवल के आसपास, और वहां से ये एक स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा सा वीक होता हुआ नजर आ रहा है. निचले सरों पर 140 तक के लेवल्स यहाँ पे टेस्ट होते हुए नजर आ सकते हैं. नो डाउट मेजर अंडरटोन पॉजिटिव है, बट शॉर्ट टर्म टू मीडियम टर्म स्ट्रक्चर अभी भी थोड़ा वीक नजर आ रहा है और गिरावट थोड़ी गहरा सकती है. 140 के नीचे स्टॉक फिसलता हुआ नजर आ सकता है. अगर अप्रोच थोड़ी सी लॉन्ग टर्म नजरिया है यहाँ पर तो बने रह सकते हैं. 140 के नीचे अगर ये फिसलता है तो वीकनेस और बढ़ेगी. तो फिलहाल के लिए 140 का स्टॉप लॉस लगाएं और पुल बैक में अगर ये 160 के ऊपर निकलता है तब थोड़ा सा फॉलो 170 175 तक का हमें देखने को मिल सकता है।
ओके रोशन प्रधान लिखते हैं टाटा मोटर्स के ऊपर ही वांट्स टू नो अ फ्रेश एंट्री लेवल फॉर 2 years perspective. He wants to take an entry in Tata Motors. How would you really look at this stock? It has been correcting over the last 1 month as well, and now looking at the current downfall in the market, do you see there is further downside on this one, or should one continue to accumulate at these levels 819?
See, Tata Motors has been one of the underperformer within the auto space, and it is trading well below its key moving averages. Even it has given a breakdown below its 200-day moving average as well. So, given the kind of horizon that one is expecting for more than 2 years kind of time frame, I think it's good time to accumulate. Since the stock is trading in the oversold territory, there could be possibility of some revival going forward. So buy in a staggered manner and buy in multiple tranches. So at current level, one can start accumulating this particular stock up to the levels of 720, 700. It has a major support. The next major support that comes around 680. So ideally, that should be the stop loss, and any dip can be used as a buying opportunity in a staggered way. And a breakout over 900 will be considered as a short-term base formation for this particular stock.
ओके गॉट इट अगला सवाल लेते हैं ये प्रियदर्शनी राउत का सवाल है और ये लिखते हैं गुड डे साक्षी मैम गुड डे टू यू एज वेल प्रियदर्शनी थैंक्स फॉर राइटिंग इन शी इज़ फ्रॉम ओडिशा कटक and she says that I have bought Bharti Airtel 3 lots for November future at 1760. Could you please suggest what should I do now on Bharti Airtel? 3 lots November future for Bharti Airtel at 1760.
So, Sakti, see the structure in the Bharti Airtel, this particular stock is no doubt pretty strong, but is looking at the kind of weakness we are witnessing in the market. There are high possibility that Bharti Airtel may slip towards 1550 to 1500 on the lower side. So, it's not advisable to buy futures given this kind of market volatility. And we have multiple major events lined up, so we expect further volatility to increase. So better to shift your position from futures to delivery. It's a good bet, but it's not good for trading in the futures. But buy for a delivery bet. It has a positional target of somewhere around 1700 plus, but it will take some more time. And on the lower side, 1500 is the support. So now since already she has bought in the future, so keep a stick stop loss below 1550. Hold for the time being. If at all you see any pullback towards 1650, it's better to exit and take delivery of the same.
ओके गॉट इट अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं ये बैंगलोर से पवन हमें लिख रहे हैं एमएनएम के ऊपर इज इट द राइट टाइम टू अक्यूमुलेट एंड व्हाट कुड योर व्यू बी फॉर 3 years लॉन्ग पर्सपेक्टिव on Mahindra and Mahindra? Again from the auto space, Tata Motors you've already discussed. How would you look at the charts of M&M?
See, M&M comparatively is looking very strong, and we have seen an outperformance in this particular counter. The stock is trading in it has been in an uptrend and still looks strong. So it's a good idea to accumulate this particular stock. I would advise if somebody is looking to add Tata Motors, rather one can shift to M&M. So M&M has a potential to test 3500 to 3800 from a medium to long term point of view with a kind of 1 year time horizon. I think it may test the levels of 3800 as well. So keep a stop loss below 2450 and buy in a staggered way.
Buy in a staggered fashion. That's the view that is coming in. Let us take the next question. This is from Archana Sahu. She says, good afternoon Sakshi, good afternoon to you also Archana. I hope you're doing well. She says, I want a suggestion on any two stocks for a period of 1 year in the current market. Well, glad to know Nilesh that people are still looking at the downturn in the markets as an opportunity to perhaps look at good stocks for the long term perspective right there. Where do you think one can actually safely invest in this sharp downfall in the current market and over the next 1 year perspective can hope to get good sort of returns?
Right, Sakshi, it's a good approach, I would say, because these are the corrections which are giving good opportunities.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, we might see a revival in the trend. And it's just we have some headwinds because of that, the markets are reacting. So once things settle down, we will resume the uptrend. So couple of ideas that are there in our recommendation list. So first of all, Max Healthcare within pharma space, hospital space, I think one should focus. We are getting margin of safety out there. So defensive should be in the focus. So Max Health looks positive for 1200 to 1300 kind of levels on the upside, and one can keep a stop loss below 850. So that's the strong support for this particular stock. Buy on dip should be the strategy in this particular stock. Apart from that, Crisil, this stock is also in an uptrend, and we haven't seen any major correction out here. So we expect this uptrend to continue towards 6,000 to 6,300. One can keep the stop loss below 5,200. So this can be two bet where even if at all we see any weakness in the market, these are the stocks which might outperform.
Okay, got it. So I hope all the viewers have taken down the names right there that have been highlighted by Nilesh over here. Let's take the next question. This is from Satyanarayan Rao Kulkarni. He says, good afternoon. Is Siemens a good buy at the current market price if I have a 3 to 6 months kind of a view? Siemens, we do know capital market space has been an outperformer in the recent past, but do you think after that performance in the current downtick, should one look at a stock like Siemens?
Absolutely, it's a good buy, but buy in multiple tranches. That has been our strategy because we are expecting some more weakness to continue. So it's not advisable to put all money at current level because there are high possibility that stock may test 6,600 to 6,500 as well. So buy some quantity at current level, buy up to 6,400 and keep a stop loss below 6,000. The stock is in an uptrend. The major trend looks positive. And from a 1 year, 1.5 year time horizon, I think the stock may test 8,000 to 9,000 as well. So looks good. Yes, can be added.
Okay, looks good over the next 1.5 years perspective, but add in tranches. That's the suggestion that Nilesh has given you, Mr. Rao Kulkarni. Let's take the next question. This is from Vinod Chaudhary. He says, hi Sakshi ma'am, thanks a lot for doing this show for all of us retail investors. Thank you so much, Vinod, for writing in. I'm hoping that this show is able to really guide you well in this sharp downturns and volatile market uncertain periods as well. Well, he wants to know, could you please suggest different entry points in BEL in defense space and SMS Pharma in the pharma sector as well. So let's tackle defense first. We do know that defense has been one of the biggest punching bags for the markets in the recent correction of last 1 month odd, and we have seen many of these stocks correct 20, 30, 40, even 50% from their highs as well. Within that space, BEL did show us some traction over the last 1 week. How would you really look at this stock? Any key entry points that you could suggest?
Well, Sakshi, it's good that people are asking for multiple entry point, looking at the kind of awareness they have. I think yes, this has to be the strategy. So in defense, I think Bharat Electric, this particular stock recently have witnessed a good rebound. So at current level, one can start accumulating this particular stock. 260 is something where we might see some accumulation happening. So it's a good support at 260. Buy in the range of 270 to 260. Keep a stop loss below 235. So that's the major support going forward. So that should be the ideal stop loss for the long position. And on the upside, if at all it breaks 320, then we might see the levels of a new record high towards 360 to 380 as well. Apart from that, SMS Pharma, the stock is in an uptrend, and if already bought, then I would say stay put, keeping stop loss below 270. The structure looks positive for 350 to 380.
Okay, got it. So there you have it on both the stocks. Your suggestion has been given by Nilesh right there. Next, we have a question from Ankur Modi. He says, hello Sakshi, hope you had a great festival. Thank you so much, Ankur. Yes, I did, and I hope that you also enjoyed with your loved ones the entire festivity. Now, he wants to average some stocks like CDSL and Varun Beverages for the long term. He wants to know whether he should be waiting more for correction for averaging, or can he start doing that at this point in time as well? CDSL, again an outperformer within the capital market space, today is down by 2.3% at 1521, and Varun Beverages also an outperformer and a huge wealth creator, a multi-bagger of sorts. Where should one be really looking at averaging these two?
So, Sakshi, first of all, I would say a great pick to accumulate and keep in the portfolio. So, CDSL, we have a price target of 2,000 plus as a positional target. So, good level. I think if at all it falls near about 1450 to 1400, that can be a good entry point, given the kind of a support that it has somewhere around 1320. So, that should be the stop loss. BBL, Varun Beverage, the structure here as well looks strong. and it has stuck in the range of 540 to 680. So that has been the range. So it's good to buy near the support zone. So 540, 550, I think that could be a good entry point. One can keep a stop loss below 500, and positional target in VBL comes around 680, 700 plus.
Okay, got it. So I hope, Arunkur, you have noted down these points right there for all the stocks that you've asked. Let's take the next question. This is from Kalpesh Patel. He's from Mumbai. He says, I have a future of November expiry on the Nifty at 24,800. What should I be doing now? Do you think the strategies need to be changed looking at this sharp downtick now, or do you think further lower targets on the Nifty are now getting triggered?
Well, Sakshi, when we know there are major events of US election, so it will
Yeah.
definitely have some impact on our market as well. And the kind of correction that we have witnessed, which is sharp in the nature. So I think it is better to avoid taking any futures. And if already bought, then keep a stick stop loss. As of now, the stop loss in the Nifty comes around 22,700. So these are the spot levels. If it breaks below 23,700, then ideally you should exit the long positions from the Nifty. And on the other hand, if at all we see any pullback towards 24,200, 24,500, then start exiting from the position. And we expect this kind of volatility to continue. So not advisable to keep your position, but if already bought, then you can write a call option of 24,300, 24,500 for the November series, where you can reduce the cost of capital, and that will give you some additional yield.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question. This is from Vineet Kulkarni, and Vineet says, I want to buy semiconductor stocks. I have Keynes technology on my radar, but it is very costly and my budget is only 20,000 rupees. So should I go for an expensive stock like Keynes, or should I look at any other stocks right there? EMS plays, semiconductor focused companies, anything that comes to your attention? We've actually seen an outperformance from both Keynes and Dixon in the recent past. Do you think one should stick with such companies?
I think, yes, given the kind of structure in this particular space, I think there's still some more room left on the upside. So we have seen an outperformance in Dixon, Keynes Technology, and apart from that, also CG Power. So these are the good quality stocks. So as far as Keynes is concerned, I think the stock, it may look expensive, but still has a potential to test 6,000 plus kind of levels. So ideally, you should, buy in multiple tranches. It doesn't matter how much money you want to invest, but you should, keep adding the stocks at correction. So Kens is still looking strong, even if you see Dixon Technology, which is trading 14,000 plus kind of levels, has a potential to test 16,000 plus as well. So 13,000 should be the stop loss. So yes, these are the stocks which are still looking strong and can be bought on declines.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that is coming in. Let's take the next question. This is from Soumya Raut. He says, good afternoon. She says, good afternoon, Nilesh sir. I'm Soumya from Odisha. I want to know one stock that I can trade in this F&O segment for November month. What will you suggest here for your fan?
Very good afternoon to you, Soumya. So, see, as I mentioned, we are not advising, first of all, to trade in futures, given the kind of volatility we are expecting. But still, if somebody is looking to make any fresh entry on the long side, so wait for some meaningful correction. Once this election outcome is over, the US election gets over by this week, maybe from next week, you can start accumulating. So, couple of stock ideas here I want to recommend. First of all, Lupin. So pharma pack, given the kind of defensive in nature, we might see some pullback to continue out there. So one can look for Lupin. Apart from that, Tech Mahindra is another stock that is looking positive on the chart. And this particular stock can be added for November series for 1700 plus kind of target, and keep a stop loss below 1580. So this is another stock that is looking positive. But whatever you are buying, buy with a strict stop loss, and wait for the event to get over.
Okay, got it. Let's get in some other questions going now for all our viewers. The next question is from Bala. He is from Bangalore, and he says, which is the best stock for investment over the next 1 year, and which can outperform, and any key sector which will be an outperformer for the coming year as well. So one stock in one sector he wants to know from you, which can be an outperformer for the coming 12 months. What will you suggest here?
Right, Sakshi. So we have already given our Diwali peak in the Max Healthcare stock on your channel itself earlier. I still feel that this particular stock still has the potential to deliver 20 to 30% kind of upside. So one can buy Max Health at current level and on decline, keeping a stop loss below 880, and upside target could be somewhere around 1200 to 1300. So that's the as far as stock is concerned. Another stock that is on my radar is Gufic Bio. So Gufic Bio, the structure out here is still also looking strong for 500 to 550 kind of levels. 410 should be the stop loss in Gufic Bio as well. So as far as sectors are concerned, the IT sector, I think specifically mid cap and small cap IT still has good potential to deliver good return from next 1 year time frame. Apart from that, we are also liking pharma pack as a whole. So pharma also looks strong within pharma pack. Lupin, Dr. Reddy, Divi's, and also Sun Pharma. These are the few large cap stocks that are looking attractive and can be added on decline. So watch out for all the defensive sector, IT, pharma, and also somewhat we are liking few FMCG names as well.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's take the next question. This is from our viewer who's with us on the phone line, Nagesh. He's from Yadgir in Karnataka. Hello, Nagesh, and how are you? Nagesh, are you able to hear us? All right, I think there is some kind of a connection issue. We are not getting through to Nagesh right now, but he's already written in his question. We'll try and connect to him also. Let me read out his question for Nileshu. He says, I'm a beginner and I'm a very small investor. My question is about Servotech Power Systems. I have 100 shares at the rate of 85.5. I bought it at in April of 2024 and the current stock price is around 188. And as we all know, this is a penny stock, but in the booming EV and solar sector, would you have a positive view on this stock? Should I continue to hold it? Any view that you would suggest on Servotech Power Systems?
Well, Sakshi, that trend looks positive, and in past 2 3 months, although we have seen some consolidation, but as you have rightly pointed out, that it is highly illiquid stock and kind of a penny stock, we can say that. But the trend looks strong. If already bought, then I would suggest to keep a strict stop loss below 170 because major time it trades on circuit to circuit. So in order to protect the capital, keep a strict stop loss somewhere around 170 and ride the momentum. If at all it breaks 200 levels on the upside, then there are high possibility of moving towards 220 to 230 as well. So with a strict stop loss, I think we can stay put.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in right there. We'll take the last question with you, Nilesh, on the show. Abhishek Kumar writes in. He says, good afternoon, Nilesh, sir. I want a view on HDFC AMC for fresh accumulation. Would you advise at the current levels? Again, along with the capital markets related stocks that we were discussing, you know, the stocks, the likes of CDSL, for instance, even the AMC stocks in the last 1 month, 2 months odd, they have actually started to defy the downward trend and they were performing and they were in thick action as well, be it housing finance companies or the AMC companies as well. HDFC AMC particularly, what are the charts telling you here, Nilesh?
So within AMC space, HDFC AMC delivered a good set of numbers and technical structure is also looking strong. So within AMC space, I think HDFC AMC should be the preferred bet. And if somebody is looking to make a fresh entry, I think at 4100 to 4150, that could be a good entry point for this particular stock. The stock has a very strong support somewhere around 3980 to 4000 zone. So keep a strict stop loss near about those levels. And given the kind of 1.5 year time frame, I think the stock has a potential to test 4,800 to 5,000 kind of levels as well on the upside. So structure looks strong, can be added at current level and on declines.
Okay, got that. Well, thank you so much, Nilesh, for being with us on this special edition to share with us all of those details and insights into various stocks and strategies for the markets for all our viewers. The markets are still falling like 9 pins. We will have to get more opinion from you throughout the course of this entire week as well to help all our guests, all our viewers right there. So thank you so much and hope you have
Thank you,
more
sir.
time for us to help our viewers in this downturn in the markets. 23,888 right now on the Nifty. We'll also welcome Mr. Kranti Batini now on the show with us for answering all the rest of your queries over the next 20 minutes odd. He is the head of equity research at Wealth Mill Securities. Warm welcome to you, Kranti, and thank you so much for taking the time out. We have a whole host of questions that are coming in for you, but we want to also get a view on the markets first, especially after a long haul. I think after August 6, we are seeing markets test this 24,000 level. We have slipped below that as well. Today, the kind of a fall that we have seen again shows us that all may not be hunky-dory. And despite this 8% fall that we had already penciled in October, maybe there is much more to go. That's the kind of indication we are getting on day one of the new Samvat 2081. 23,885 right now, 420 points gone right there. Tell us, how are you really looking at the market setup? Is there going to be sharp downticks from here as well? What is the kind of correction that one should be prepared for?
Yes, actually. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, we are at a 4 months low right now. Of course, we are pre-election lows, what market have already violated. Okay, 24,000 level was the sentimental and strong support zone for Nifty in the medium to short term. Today, that level got violated. If at all, if the market is going to drift down further from this level, we can expect some more panic in the market. But at this point of time, the worries are the uncertainty around the US election and also the rising Middle East crisis, Middle East escalation, how the geopolitical issues that are going to go up further in the weeks to come. So that is the reason we can see some kind of caution has been observed by the foreign portfolio investors. They have been withdrawn more than a tune of lakh of crores in the month of October itself. So if the same kind of withdrawal is going to happen in India, so we can expect some more downside in the market. But I don't think so. FIS in a hurry from this level, they're going to sell. But today's the knee-jerk reaction and the tepidness in the market is mainly due to the US elections and also the geopolitical issues that are rising up in the Middle East. But Sakshi, for the Indian investors who are looking for a medium to long term, if I am an investor, I have a time horizon more than a year, this is the best range to enter into the market. Nothing to panic about these kind of things. Of course, we have not witnessed any kind of negative, positive surprises in the earnings season. That's where the market has been weighing on the earnings season at this point of time. But given the kind of softness in the economy, that's also weighing on the market for this downtrend. But
Right.
next couple of quarters, we can expect some kind of improvement in the earnings going ahead.
Okay, got. So that is the entire setup as far as the markets are concerned, viewers. We have the next caller with us, so we'll start taking the queries from viewers for you, Mr. Batini. Arjun from Mysore is with us. Arjun, hi, good afternoon. Tell us what your question is.
Good afternoon, Shakshi.
Good
I
afternoon.
have mainly on Chambal fertilizer.
Okay.
I bought around 100 shares on 455.
Ah.
So, for short term, is it good to hold or sell?
Okay. Mr. Bateni, it gets very tricky to advise for the short term in this current market. So a stock like Chambal Fertilizers bought at 455, still holding on to that 20 rupee profit per share right now. Is it good to hold or should one exit because we do not know what's coming in the markets?
If he's looking for a short-term gains, okay, and if he's sitting on profit, uh, definitely it is a time to book profit in terms of the short-term trading is concerned, because we don't know how the things are going to pan out in the next couple of days. Before it hits the stop loss, better to book profit at this point of time.
Okay, book your profit in case short term is what your vision is right now. We do not know how the next few days will pan out in the markets. Probably you're sitting on profits. Good to book your profits in case short term is your vision. Let's take the next question then. This is from Mohit Yadav. He says, could you please tell us a view on the from the long term on Jush Engineering? Jush Engineering, let's pull up the stock as well to see 489 is the current level for this one. Stock is down 3% today. In the last month, however, the stock has been on a rising trajectory. 13% uptick was seen on this one. Last 6 months, again, a 20% of a surge was seen. Year to date, the stock has gone up about 57%. So the stock has been in a good trajectory on Just Engineering. Do you track this stock at all, Mr. Batini? What would your view be here?
Yes, actually, in terms of this water treatment and the allied related stocks are concerned, they have been in a positive trend. Even the stocks in this space has been quite active, and they're given positive return, including the names like EMS and other ion exchange and all. So even the small stocks like WPL, which is in the same line of business, they have been doing well. So this is the new area that gives the opportunity for the investor. If the investor is really a long-term investor, he can hold on to the stock. Valuations also not that much stretched given the kind of setup what we are witnessing. If he's a long-term investor, he can hold on to the stock, and if he is looking for a short term, medium to short term, you need to look for the range of 450. That's where the 50-day moving average. If the stock violates that level, we can witness some kind of volatility in this stock. As long as the stock is above 450, you can hold on to the stock.
Okay, got it. Right, let's take the next question. This is from Vineet Kulkarni. He says, sir, UTI AMC long term ke liye, is it a good stock to invest in? I have a 20-year horizon. Well, that's an extremely long term horizon for one stock right there, UTI AMC. What would you suggest right there to Vineet?
This is what the extremism people tend to come with a too short time or too long time. But predicting 20 years, given the kind of the stock had a long history, it was the first AMC in India. So the asset management businesses are going to thrive in India because what we are witnessing is the financialization of assets, and AMC's assets under management has been going up for these asset management companies. So he need to track how the earnings and how the new developments that are going to take place, how the regulatory changes that are going to take place. So he can't buy the stock and simply sleep for 20 years. Okay, just at least keep tracking what's happening and do a periodical review. So
Yeah.
it's good. He have the ambition to invest for 20 years horizon, but periodical review is extremely crucial in these kind of market junctures.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question. This is from Mohan from Bengaluru. He says, my question is on Pharma B's ETF and on real estate sector. Is it a good time to book profit and then re-enter at attractive levels? So he's probably entered these two sectors via the ETF route, Pharma B's and real estate as well. What would your view be if someone is really sitting on profits? We've actually seen an outperformance for at least 3 years in a row on the real estate sector. Pharma has been in a good uptrend this last few months as well. So somebody sitting on good amount of profits, looking at the current scenario, is it good to book?
Sakshi, with respect to the pharma is concerned, pharma is the sector that have given outperforming return more than the index is up by 45% during during this year. If the investor want to book at this profit, most probably this is not the time to exit from pharma base at this point of time.
Right.
If he want to exit, he would have exited around 26,000 or 25,500
Right.
levels of Nifty. So ask him to wait on until unless he is a very short term kind of investment attitude he have. And Nifty is the reality Bs are concerned. Still the same kind of stance I maintain. This is not the time to exit at this point of time. Anyway, when we are investing in index funds, the investment horizon is on a longer term basis. So it is too late to exit at this point of time. He can hold on.
Hold on right there. And in case you have a long-term horizon, you can be with the pharma space. It can outperform going forward. Rupesh Agarwal from Maharashtra writes in on Orient Cement. So he has this stock and he bought it at the rate of around 285. Now he has a short-term horizon. Again, the stock is above his stock purchase price, currently trading at around 343 odd levels. It's been on an uptrend in the last 6 months. Stock is given 55% returns. How would you really advise on Orient Cement right now?
given the kind of the sluggishness what we witnessed in the earnings in the past 2 quarters, um, the commodities and the cement business has been softening in terms of the earnings, and the
Correct.
stock has been rising with respect to the some kind of acquisition news, and some kind of speculation is hovering around this stock. So at this point of time, since he is sitting at the profit, he can book profit at this point of time. At least I will educate him to book 50% of his profits
Sure.
at this price point.
Sure. Okay. 50% of our profits should be booked at this short time. That's the kind of view that is coming in from Mr. Patini for you. Let's take the next question. This is Hardik Patel. He wants to know on BHEL, Coal India and NTPC. He wants to take a fresh entry in these stocks, and what is the kind of stop loss that he should be really keeping on such PSU names. Now, we do know that PSU names have had a great run up, a long-term consolidation that took place over the last 4-5 weeks odd as well. Some signs were of coming back, but nothing too concrete on stocks like BHEL, Coal India and NTPC. NTPC again would be in flavor because time and again we will start to get the news of NTPC Green, the IPO, upcoming IPO as well. How would you advise on these PSUs at this point in time?
Actually, for a medium to longer term perspective, if the investor have more than a investment horizon of 1 to 3 years, definitely these price points, one can use this weakness because the stocks had a stellar rally. And the last 3 months, what we are witnessing is there is a consolidation in these PSU names, what we discussed, the NTPAC and BHL kind of names are concerned. So
Correct.
he can keep these price points as an entry level, and he can start accumulating these stocks. Definitely, the names are concerned, the business fundamentals are quite strong, and we can expect some kind of earning revival in these names like BHEL, NTPC, and all. So you can start accumulating these stocks for a medium to longer term perspective. At least if the investor have a more than 1 year time horizon. For medium to short term, okay, he can avoid at this point of time because the momentum is in the favor of the other companies, not in these names.
Right. Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's take the next question. This is from Divanshu Prabhu from Mumbai. He says, I have been allotted 9 shares of Vari Industries, Vari Energies. What should be the strategy for short term and for the long term as well? Vari Energies, we do know, is a solar play. This IPO was much anticipated, came with a big fanfare as well. The stock did correct in the recent days of a downtick as well. Today at 2896 odd levels. How would you really look at Vari Energies for someone who has been already allotted some shares in the IPO?
First of all, congratulations to the investor. He made in this market good amount of returns. If the investor is just entered the stock just for the listing gains, he can take some profit from the table at this point of time. If he is a long-term investor, what we are observing in these names is, of course, at 3,000 levels after for this stock, the valuations look stretched for me. So the next 2 quarters earnings are very essential because most of these stellar listings have been fizzled out. What we witnessed in names like many of the stocks, like the Vola and all, they had a stellar rally post listing,
Yeah.
and the gains have fizzled out. So he can book some profit from the table at this point of time. And if he's a really long-term investor, just track the earnings, and he can enter at dips.
He can enter at dips. Okay, so that's the view that's coming in. Let's take the next question. Namita Arora writes in. She says, hi Sakshi, hope you had a great Diwali. Thanks a lot, Namita, for writing in. Yes, I did, and I hope you also had a lovely festive season with all your loved ones. She says, we have reached the same place where we were in May of 2024. Could you please suggest good stocks to be invested in the current market? Well, the ball is in your court, Mr. Batini, right there. Again, we are looking at positive comments coming in from investors who are still looking at this downturn as an opportunity to perhaps look at some good stocks to be added in the portfolio. For those who lost this ground, the markets are back at those levels. Are they actually giving you any good opportunity to enter in some stocks at this current realm?
Yes, actually, there are ample opportunities the market has given at this point of time. Yeah, she mentioned that we are back to again May 2023. Yeah, markets are sometimes time machines. They go back in the past and go forward in future.
Yes.
So that's the magic of the market. So we are back again. So she can depends upon her risk appetite. We don't know her time horizon and the risk appetite and whether she is looking for the short term or long term gains. But given the kind of the long term setup is concerned, one can add names like State Bank of India, L&T, which had a strong earning quarter. Hindustan Aeronautics, these are the stock one can keep on their radar. And also Reliance Industries has been exhibiting some kind of weakness
Yeah,
post the bonus shares are concerned. One can
yeah.
keep these stocks on their radar for a medium to longer term perspective.
Okay, RIL, SBI, L&T, HAL. Four stocks right there, Namita, for you. So I hope you can keep these stocks on your radar and look at for the long-term horizon. These are marquee companies in their own stead. Most of them are sectoral leaders as well. So any kind of downturn that you see are actually good accumulating opportunities for these stocks as per Mr. Batini on that one as well. Okay, Vineet now writes in to say that CDSL, BSC, these kind of stocks, how would you really look at for 10-20 years time frame? Capital markets, we all know, is a space that has been an outperforming one as well. Stocks like BSC, CDSL have both been wealth creators of 2024. In this downturn, are they actually giving you a good entry point for those who had missed the earlier opportunity to invest in these stocks?
Sakshi, since the investor have mentioned that she is again looking for a very long-term horizon, right now, yeah, of course, these businesses are going to thrive and they are going to prosper in India, where the financialization is taking place, digitalization is taking place in India. Just to mention about CDSL and BSC, next few years we have NSC and we'll have NSDL, which are the competitors on the market. So there will be a choice for the investor going ahead, because since the investor have mentioned that they want to invest for
10 to 20
10
years.
for a very long term. So given the kind of the current correction for a medium to short term, one can add these stocks, but there will be the substitutes. Right now you can say BSE is the only listed company in terms of the stock markets are concerned. CDSL is the only listed company in terms of the depository is concerned. So they will have the substitutes going ahead with much more market share. So that makes the difference. So investor need to have an eye on the developments that are going to take place.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question. This is from Chandra Has, and he wants to know, hi Sakshi, I bought Bharti Airtel at 1420. I want to buy more shares. Can I buy at the current levels or should I wait? What would your view be here? Of course, Bharti Airtel is another outperformer and probably a monopoly rights there being played out in the telecom story has been going up pretty strong. The investors' purchase price is at around 1420 odd levels. The current price is 1575. So should he be looking at an average at these current levels or wait more?
Sakshi, with respect to Bharti Airtel is concerned, okay, if the level of 1500, that can be the first price point to her if she want to average out. And 1400 is the crucial support zone for this stock, where the investor entered around 1420. So this is the range she can accumulate for a medium to long term perspective. The stock has been one of the stellar performer. These are the stocks one can add at dips for a longer term perspective.
Okay, got it. Well, we will just ask you the last question before we let you go, sir, and that is on the current setup in the markets, which is unnerving a lot of investors as well. What is the ideal strategy that you are advising to all the clients? One, on if the investors are fully invested at this point in time. Two, if there is a fresh investor, how would you advise him or her in this current realm? Two perspectives completely different in this current market for you.
Yes, Akshay. What we are witnessing in Indian markets is we had a stellar rally. We witnessed 26,000 levels. So the sharp rallies we are witnessing at the same point of time, we are also witnessing the sharp corrections. The corrections have been getting narrowed down at this point of time, the time-wise in terms of the corrections are concerned. So markets are expected to be in a consolidation phase at this point of time, which is healthy for the market for a medium to long-term perspective. But investors are concerned, if the investor is a long-term horizon, if the investor have a more than 1 year, if we are going to sit back post Diwali next year, definitely markets are going to be in a higher note in the next coming 25, the same period. So, of course, these are the medium to short term corrections always would be there. There would be something always worry in the market on a regular basis. So, one can, if the investor is a long term horizon, definitely he can hold on. And in fact, these kind of dips can be used to accumulate the stocks further. That's what one need to think. But medium to short term, we have many events, US election, and the entire saga of events are there. Fed rate meeting, Fed meeting also there. These are the events that are going to create some kind of volatility on the market on a short-term perspective. But long-term trend is intact, Sakshi.
Okay, long-term trend would be still intact, even though in the medium term you may see some volatility right there. Well, thank you, Mr. Batini, for being with us on this special edition to help all our viewers really understand what's happening in the markets and to guide them the way forward after the carnage that we are actually looking at into the current realm as well. Appreciate your time with us on Business Today Television. We hope you have a fantastic time till the time we get you next on Daily Calls and on other shows on Business Today TV as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sakshi. Always my pleasure.
Thank you so much. And with that, viewers, we wrap up today's edition on Daily Calls. In case there are more questions that you may have on the markets right now, keep sending them to us so that we can address them in our future shows of Daily Calls and also throughout the course of the day as well. Of course, this is a market where a lot of you may be getting unnerved. So look at your portfolios, check them out, ask the questions before taking any, knee-jerk reaction to your portfolios or any panic-related step. I would advise strongly against that. Speak to the top market experts on our channel before taking a call on your portfolio in this current bloodbath in the markets that you're witnessing. Many thanks for being with us. Stay tuned. There's a lot more lined up.
Welcome back. You're watching Market Today, and it's Diwali Day. And joining us on this Diwali Day is Dr. Praveer Sinha, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Tata Power. Second quarter earnings, highest ever quarterly profit. Dr. Sinha, welcome to the conversation. Happy Diwali to you and everyone at Tata Power.
Thank you for having me on the show, and very happy Diwali to you and to all your viewers on Business Today.
Thank you very much. Let's dive in straight away into the numbers. 1,533 crore in the second quarter. That's 51% year-on-year